So today we're going to talk about nouns. So nouns are those words that are the first ones that we usually learn in a new language because they're part of our vocabulary. So what is a noun? A noun is a word that identifies either a person, an animal, a place, a thing, or an idea. Okay. So for example, in this sentence, the students are learning Italian. Students is a noun, Italian is a noun, un sostantivo. In English, usually there isn't much of the only difference, the only distinction is between singular and plural. And the same happens in Italian. So, for example, in English you have a cat, some cats, a boy, two boys, a girl, five girls, a chair, four chairs. Okay? The same will happen in Italian. But differently from English, and if you have studied other Romance languages like French or Spanish, or if, you know that Italian nouns have gender. So even when they refer to an object, what does it mean that they have a gender? They are identified as either masculine or feminine. Okay? And in English, in the English language, you do not have this distinction. You only have a distinction whether it's referring to a female or a masculine or a male person, but not when it's referred to objects. So how do I distinguish the gender of a noun? So in Italian, usually, obviously, all the words that refers to males are masculine, all the words that refer to females are feminine. The only exception is persona, because persona is a feminine noun, but it can be used to refer to a man or a woman. So you can see here, for example, that we have amico, a male friend, attore, studente. These are all masculine. Amica, attrice, studentessa are all feminine. Okay? So you can start seeing from this slide what the difference is between a masculine and a feminine word. What do you think? What comes up right away? The answer is obviously the ending of the word. Okay, the ending of the word tells me whether or not the word is masculine or feminine. So usually nouns that end in O are masculine. There are some exceptions. Nouns that end in A are feminine. So libro, tavolo, ufficio. So you see that these three words refer to objects, but they're masculine. The same happens with casa, domanda, idea. They refer to things, not to people, and they are feminine. So what happens when we have words that end in E? And that's the problematic issue. Esame, ristorante, automobile, notte. They both end in E. How do I decide? How do I figure out whether they're masculine or feminine? Usually you will, with the usage of the language, you memorize the gender of the nouns as you learn them. The article will tell you the gender, and we will learn that in a few minutes. The adjectives will help you. Okay, there are some tips that we can use. So, for example, all the nouns that end in consonant, and those are foreign, the majority of foreign words, are all masculine. The same, all the words that end in ore, dottore, attore, are masculine. Nouns that end in ione, like lezione, stazione, televisione, are feminine. Okay? So, to form the plural of most Italian nouns, it's very different from English or from Spanish or French, because we actually change the vowel, change the ending. Okay, so the masculine ending in O becomes I, ragazzo, ragazzi. The feminine ending in A becomes E, donna, donne. For the words that end in E, regardless of the gender, they end in I in the plural. Okay? Ristorante, ristoranti, notte, notti. Okay? So even though they're both of different gender, they form the plural the same way. So when we usually refer to an all-male or a mixed group of females and males, the Italian language used the masculine form. So I can say gli amici to refer to just male friends or male and female friends. Gli studenti when I refer to male and female students, or just to male students. How do they? There is a little issue that we need to discuss regarding certain words, certain nouns ending in ko, ka, go, ga. So these nouns, in order to maintain the guttural, the hard sound of the pronunciation, they had an H in the plural. The only exception is amico, because the plural of amico is amici. So albergo, alberghi, amica, amiche. Again, the exception is amico becomes amici. Okay? So it's not hard sound anymore. It's a sweet sound. Whether in the feminine is amica, amiche. Okay? Words that are shortened or they're foreign, like for example, autobus is invariable, doesn't change. The same happens with shortened word like foto, una foto, which would be the shortened form of fotografia. Doesn't change in the plural. And all the accented vowel nouns don't change in the singular, from the singular to plural. So I have un caffè, due caffè, una università, due università. The ending does not change. Before we go to the articles, I want to go back to the first slide because there's something I want to point out. So here you saw that the nouns amico, attore, studente are masculine. And in the feminine counterpart, you have amica. So you realize that sometimes in order to form the feminine of a word, I changed out the masculine O into an A. But some other times it doesn't happen that way. So for example, and that is in English, and I will the same way. So for example, attore, actor. So all the words that end in tore in the masculine would be attrice, trice in the feminine, like actor, actress. Other words like studente, they have a totally different word, studentessa, so they add essa, like professore, professoressa. So these are the first words that you will encounter. Now let's go to the article. So in Italian, there are two types of articles. So today we're going to look at both of them. L'articolo indeterminativo, the indefinite article, which refers to an unspecified person or a thing, something when we haven't talked about that thing yet, when we haven't mentioned in the discourse yet. And it corresponds to in English a or an. An apple, a boy, a girl. It's an indefinite article. So in Italian, we have, instead of having two forms, we actually have four forms. Uno, un with the apostrophe, una. When do I use uno? I use uno before masculine nouns that either start with Z, with S plus consonant, with GN, X, Y, or PS. Okay? So again, I use uno with these groups of consonants. I use un if the word starts with a vowel or with any other consonants but these. Okay? Any other consonants except obviously these ones. When do I use una? I use una with the feminine and when the word starts with a consonant. Una città. Okay? I use un with the apostrophe for feminine words that starts with a vowel. This is very, very important that you understand that we only use the apostrophe with in this case with the feminine word starting with a vowel, because here, if you can write it, actually I have an A, una idea, but because in Italian two vowels cannot be next to each other, the first one falls and we have an apostrophe. Here, when I have the masculine un uomo, I don't have anything. I don't have anything missing here, so I cannot put an apostrophe. Be very careful with that, because this is a common mistake. Okay? So here again we have indefinite articles. Uno studente, uno gnocco, uno zaino, un uomo, un'idea, una città. Okay? Adesso, let's go see the definite article, l'articolo determinativo. Definite articles that in English is the article the. So in English you have only one form. Unfortunately in Italian you aren't so lucky. So let's look at the masculine articles first. So masculine articles are divided into singular and plural. Okay? So if the noun starts with a consonant, any B, C, D, F, G, E, T, C, and etc., I have il libro in the singular, I libri in the plural. So il will be the article singular, I would be the plural. If the noun starts with a vowel, so a, e, I, o, u, I have the article lo and yi. I'm pointing out that the article is actually lo because that will help you with the plural. But because again here there are two vowels, the first one goes away and then I have an apostrophe. L'amico. L'amico, gli amici. Okay? But it's very important for you to visualize that it is actually lo. So that when you transform it into the plural, you know that the article is yi. And then we have S plus consonant, lo sport, gli sport, Z, GN, X, Y, PS. So all the cases that we saw with uno are again with lo. Okay? So I have lo sport, lo zaino, gli zaini, lo gnocco, gli gnocchi, lo xilofono, gli xilofoni. There are many words with X and Y, obviously. the majority are of foreign origin. Okay? Now let's look at the feminine. The feminine is a little bit easier. So we'll still have to distinguish between singular and plural. So if a word starts with a consonant, the article, the feminine singular would be la matita. The plural would be le matite. Easy. The a becomes e, la matita, le matite. If the noun starts with a vowel and it's feminine, then I have le apostrophe amica and then le amiche. Again, here I put the a to make you understand that this is actually la, but because there are two vowels together, the first one falls. La amica, le amiche. It's very important for you to visualize this, because then it's easier to determine what kind of article I have to use in the plural. Okay? And here you can do some exercises. So if I say ragazzo, ragazzo is maschile o femminile? È maschile. Ufficio è maschile o femminile? In the following two slides, in this one, you can practice uno, una, uno, and in the next one, you can practice actually l'articolo determinativo. Okay?